My name is Katie Maloney. I'm a business line manager at Edwards Vacuum. So semiconductor manufacturers all around the world rely on Edwards dry pumps and abatement units in the manufacture of computer chips. So a vacuum pump that we manufacture creates an environment that's at a pressure that's below atmospheric pressure. So semiconductor manufacturers are basically stacking atomic layers of different materials onto a silicon wafer. And to do that, they require a less than atmospheric pressure environment. And then in order to make sure that all of the different chemicals that are used to manufacture chips are properly handled, we also have abatement units, which is basically equipment that takes that exhaust that comes out of a semiconductor manufacturing piece of equipment and translates it into safe waste so that the environment isn't impacted negatively by the manufacture of computer chips. I really didn't know for sure what I wanted to be. I was a very shy student. My favorite subjects were always math, the science classes. I also liked French. Least favorite subjects would be anything that required me to stand up and give a speech. Well, I knew that I wanted to go to college for sure, and I did not want to be in debt. So one of the main reasons for me to look into the military was my mother and father both served, and my mother in particular was a Navy nurse. And that was how she got her bachelor's degree, with the help of military. And so I applied for various military scholarships and ended up accepting a Navy ROTC scholarship. And so I was able to get my degree, be debt-free, and go into the military and get a lot of great military work experience. So I went to college at the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, and my major was aerospace engineering. I wasn't quite sure exactly how I would use aerospace specifically. It just was interesting to me. I just always had a curiosity about how are these airplanes designed? How does it work? But I also knew that an engineering degree or a science degree, technical degree of any kind, would prove that I could learn technical information and apply it. And so the specifics didn't matter so much. And again, I knew I was going to be a Navy officer. And so I could basically get the best of both worlds, a degree that was interesting and do coursework that was interesting to me, but then also go and apply it generally when I got into the Navy. I knew I wasn't going to be an aerospace engineer, or I didn't think I wanted to do that. So when I was in the Navy, I served my active duty time in Orlando, Florida, which is where the Navy Nuclear Power School was. I spent time teaching, communicating with students, explaining technical material, and then take classes in the evenings and pursue a master's degree. The military not only paid for my tuition for my bachelor's degree, but then they also helped with tuition reimbursement for my master's degree. So my master's degree is in engineering management. I thought it was a really good opportunity. I really enjoy helping people along their journeys in their own careers. So I did manufacturing, management, operations. Ultimately, I came to Edwards. My main objective is to make sure that my customer is happy with Edwards products and service. So I'm in a sales role and a customer relationship role. So my job is to make them successful. On any typical day, I'm talking to my customer many times a day sometimes, selling equipment, pricing, contracts, deliveries, or specific future forecasts, how they're ramping, how I can support them with equipment. I'm talking with teammates who are in the UK, in Asia, in Europe. And so I have lots of time to interact with those factory management teams, its engineering teams, to understand the products that they're making. It's very team-based. And so I think one of the main jobs as a manager is to be ready to support, to coach, to train, to lead, to encourage, and to provide feedback for employees so that they can do the best jobs that they can do and have the most successful careers that they can have. It's a really fast-paced environment where you have to rely upon creative ideas. Really, no day is the same. We have to innovate as fast or faster than the industry themselves. Working at Edwards is a way to support and to be a really key part of the semiconductor industry as a whole. Thank you for listening. I look forward to hearing your questions and to talking to you again soon.
We'd love to hear your questions. Make sure to submit or upvote to have the presenter answer them.